Yo, what's up, peeps? This is Frodo on Frodo Finds. Welcome to my closet. Hey, today's video, we're going to be looking at apparently the pro-Palestinian activists are quiet for staying silent. They're blasted for staying silent as Hamas stages public unending people's lives in Gaza. There's Greta Thunberg and all the crowd and all this free Palpatine, free Palestine crowd. They all are silent. I don't know why. Let's see. Let's find out. Skyline News actually have
Pro-Palestine activists have spent the last 2 years disrupting public spaces around the world, pushing their free Palestine agenda.
Yeah.
And despite Donald Trump brokering a monumental peace deal between Israel and Hamas, the protests have not stopped. But bizarrely, the activists don't seem to be taking note of current events, because whilst the ceasefire is in place, Hamas are trying to cement their control of the region the only way they know how, by using inhumane force, which is having dire consequences for innocent Palestinians.
Point 13 of the Gaza peace plan, it says that Hamas must disarm and disband. But today, there were summary executions conducted by Hamas in Gaza. Now, I will warn you, the imagery we are about to show you is highly distressing. So in an effort to reassert control over the strip, presumably, Hamas has been executing people en masse, around 50 of them in the last 24 hours alone. Kel, when you see scenes like that, they've said they're going to disarm. They know, according to the peace plan, there's no role for them in government. It makes you wonder, how realistic is this peace actually going to be?
Not real. I mean, okay. Here's my. I know that everyone's praising this. I mean, I commend President Trump too, because he's working hard on that and everything. But the Hamas, especially the terrorists in the Middle East, they know what's going on. They know the political climate and how Americans and Western the Western world and how the policy change, especially here in the United States, policies change every 4 or 5 years because of the new president, just like now that we have the Republicans have all the House and the Senate, and then we have President Trump, and they know that it's not gonna be forever, So, this peace deal is just a sense of, because they're getting their butt kicked. I can guarantee. I mean, Israel is getting closer and closer and closer to really get into Gaza and just clean them up, So this is the Hamas is just saying that, all right, we'll make a deal in the sense of just to have them back off a little bit. That's what I'm trying to say, and so they can reload, so they can assess, so they can because there was a lot of discontent Palestinians when it comes to Hamas ruling the Gaza, and they're fleeing those area. So the Gaza, the Palestine, I'm trying to put them all together because Hamas is trying to assess the dominance. That's like what they're saying, because there's a lot of Palestinians that are opposed their way of running Gaza, especially for attacking Israel and starting all that war. So they have to make a deal. They have to make it, and the deal seems like it doesn't even. It's not fair to me. I mean, it's just my opinion, because Israel released how many prisoners? A lot, compared to how many. I mean, it should be like, if Hamas going to release like 50 50 hostages, that should be amount to 50 prisoners, right? Not like 1,000. Who's getting the big, the better bargain at the end of the deal? That's what I'm just saying. And what's up with this? I thought we can't. Who started that? Saying that you cannot deal with terrorists. Is that we don't deal with terrorists? You can't. This is going to continue on. It's like a rinse and repeat kind of thing in the Middle East, and it's just temporarily. This peace thing is just temporarily. The only thing you can get rid of this is get rid of the, just like how you get rid of the, the bad grass. You attack the root. Boy, oh boy. Yeah. I mean, if it was up to, let's see what President Trump's going to do with this. Now, the reason why Israel couldn't just go in there and just turn those places into, parking lot. Well, some location that looks like they were parking lot. But what I'm saying is, because of this international thing, international treaty, and the Greta Thunberg and all their and her cronies and her followers, this free Palestinians, the left, the anti-Zionist, in all of them. Yeah, because they're not going to win. Israel's not going to win that public opinion. They're just like how back in the day when Vietnam War, they were fighting two front. They lost both, so they had to pull out. And that's what Israel don't want to do. But thank goodness for all this independent journalists that reporting all that what really going on in Gaza and all that. Because without that, man, you're gonna rely on CNN, CBS, and all those left wing nuts media. Yeah, you can't. So, all right, let's continue on.
But many are asking, where is the outcry? Where are the pro-Palestine protesters marching against Hamas? Outspoken commentator on the Israeli-Hamas war, Ahmed Fouad Al-Khatib, told CNN the silence of the activist movement is deafening.
I think Palestinian lives should matter whether they're harmed by Israel or Hamas, a nefarious terrorist organization that has wasted 2 decades in the Gaza Strip and prevented the sustainable development of our people and set back the national aspirations towards sovereignty and statehood. My concern with the pro-Palestine advocacy group, and while there are well-meaning people in such a movement, is that they really disappear once Gaza's out of the headlines, because Israel is no longer bombing Gaza for the time being. Then they don't care about Hamas, they don't care about the suffering, they don't care about what's really unfolding, and that's just a shallow, hollow way of caring about the Palestinian people.
This online commentator doubled down, saying, "We need to free Palestine from Hamas. The people in Gaza have suffered greatly due to..."
See the thing though, that free, that's what we're saying. But sometimes we counter protest them. Free, when they scream free Palestine. Yeah, and be like, yeah, free Palestine from Hamas. Let Israel deal with Hamas. And that is the argument that we're trying to tell people, especially those uninformed people. When they say free Palestine, they don't even know what it means. Free Palestine means, especially when they say from the river to the sea, they want to annihilate the very existence of Israel and the Jews, free of Jews. That's what they want. All those. So, yeah.
their so-called leadership and rule. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is trying to do in phase 2 of his peace plan, saying if Hamas does not put down their weapons, he will force them to.
They will disarm, and if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. And it'll happen quickly and perhaps violently. But they will disarm. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Because everyone says, oh, well, they won't disarm. They will disarm. And I spoke to Hamas, and I said, you're going to disarm, right? Yes, sir, we're going to disarm. That's what they told me. They will disarm.
The president followed up his threat today with this chilling message. He said, if Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them. White House Press Secretary Caroline...
That's a lot better than don't. Remember the when Biden and all of them was saying that about I don't know, was that Russia or something like that? And I just say don't. I got one word, don't. Yeah, that's all. And I think Trump means it, man. They mean it. He means it. You know. And that's what Israel want. That's what they want. They want to set an example with this Hamas and remember Hezbollah back in the day? Yeah, well, there's still little pockets of Hezbollah here and there, especially in the north side. But they're very contained. And now the Iran out of the picture. I'm pretty sure they are also rebuilding and reloading and putting getting more cash in because they know how to get cash. They're not going to be able to get cash from the U.S. anymore because Obama's not here. Remember when Obama sent them pallets of cash? You remember that one? Yeah, I remember that.
And leave it unleashed on the pro-Palestine protesters, saying, where are they now?
Actually pushing for peace. And I would like to add, where are all of the free Palestine protesters? It's President Trump who freed Palestine, literally, and they are now very much quiet. Because why? They can't stand President Trump, and that is the basis of the Democrat Party today.
And whilst it defies logic, some pro-Palestine protesters just refuse to give up. Like these protesters in London who say ceasefire means nothing.
Ensure that we are not able to end not just the genocide, but the settler colonial racist apartheid regime that is Israel. Let's not get confused. A ceasefire means nothing. A ceasefire means nothing if it demobilizes us from ending Zionism itself. An ideology of fascism, an ideology of racism. In order for Palestine to be free, Zionism has to end in this world. That is a pure fact.
So that what it means is just exactly what I said earlier. Ending Zionism. What is to them? It means really get rid of all the Jews. Really get rid of all the state of Israel. Really get rid of and give the whole thing, the whole land, the whole. The whole state of Israel into Palestine or to the Arab countries. So that's what they want. And that's not going to happen, bro. Not going to happen. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Till next time.